Hello my YouTube fans, what have we got today? Well, not stating the obvious, we've got a battery. So what are you going to do with the battery, Tone? I'll tell you what I'm going to do with the battery. What it is, I use a Kubota little digger. But the battery that goes in the Kubota, you've got to lift the seat after pulling the bars back, you know, the crash bars or whatever, safety roll bars. And when the battery goes flat in winter, it's only a small battery. So I wanted a bigger battery, a car one, but it won't fit in. So that's the seat of the Kubota. Sat on there. I know my artistic skills are brilliant, aren't they? Beep beep. And there's a big bar at the back. So what I want to do is, instead of having the battery in this piece that lifts up, you have to let this down, then you have to lift the seat up and then get it a small battery. I'm thinking of putting the battery at the back. I've put some small cables on it already, but then I can take this off whenever I want. So basically what I'm after is, say that's the tube, the safety tube. Put some form of frame in, and then the battery sits in there. And then the cables come out the back of the engine bay area, and they come up and connect onto there. But this tips back so that you can lift the engine cover off. So if you put a battery in there that's fixed, it's gonna twist and the battery is gonna tip out. So I could do it one or two ways. I could either make it so I just undo a bolt here, and then it swings like a seaside, not a seashell. Shut up, Cher, I can't concentrate. Swivels like one of those things at the fairground. Or I suppose I could just disconnect the battery, because I'm putting a whatchamacallit on. I'm putting them catchers that lock down on the pin. I think I'll do that. I'll just have to disconnect battery, because you have to get in there to put your diesel in as well. Right, so I've got a frame that I need making up to hold the battery for starters, with clamps, and then it's got to fasten on a tube like that. She just doesn't take no notice, does this woman, does she? Shut up. Right, so that's the project, so I'm going to get on with that now. Get some angle iron, make a bed up for this, and if I make it a bit bigger than this battery, it doesn't matter. I mean, this is off an old diesel car battery, and there's enough life in this, not enough to turn my big diesel over, but to do the Kubota digger. So yeah, that's the project anyway. Okay, right, leave it with me, let's see how we go on. As usual, bit of scrap steel. Yeah, that's why all your stuff looks naff. Well, bit of as usual, bit of scrap steel. Yeah, that's why all your stuff looks naff. Well, bit of This is the frame, obviously. Get this done first, and then I'll work on the bar then. Right, to be a real professional, which I'm not, notch these out now for welding, so I need to just cut that out. I'm going to use my new pen that I got. There's a guy on YouTube called Bear Forge. He does blacksmithing and stuff, and I saw him use this pencil, silver pencil. It's like a wax silver core in it. And I was a welder for 30 odd years, and I'd never seen one of these. And he says, oh, it's a welder's pencil, and I'd never seen one. So anyway, as soon as I saw him with it and how good it is, I thought, oh, I'll have one of them. And so I did. So we've cut the bits out. We've made it so it goes together. One thing as well that you don't want to do is be welding around a battery. Otherwise it could just go boom. So I'll tack all this up. Ow. Oh, whoever invented MIG welders, take a pat on the back, will you? Absolutely brilliant. Okay, that's the battery box frame done. I'll weld it up to a fashion. So what I want to do now is I want to make it so that obviously a digger is going to be bouncing about in it, a mini digger. So I need to be able to brace the battery to stop it from bouncing about. So what I want now is some threaded bar. Let's have a look. I always buy threaded bar when I'm always. I keep a stock of it in because it's very handy for making your own size bolts up. So I need that fastening onto there. Same at the other side, and then a strap that goes over the top. Don't touch the two poles, Preston. Okay, right. So that's the next job. Make it so I can fasten this battery down. I've made the tray a bit bigger just in case I drop on another battery later on. As I say, this battery went out of one of my old cars. There's still some life in it. It's a diesel battery, and it's enough to turn the little digger over with. But I've made the tray a bit bigger just in case I drop on another battery later on. As I say, this battery went out of one of my old cars. There's still some life in it. It's a diesel battery, and it's enough to turn the little digger over with. But if that finished, next battery I drop on will probably fit in there. So right, let's get on with that then. So I've got the strap down bars in. What I'm going to do now is, got the nut on the end of there, that's self-explanatory, and I'm going to weld that nut round there. I like captivated nuts, I don't like needing 2 spanners. So when I've finished with this, I'll just be able to twist it with a strap on and no messing about. Right, let me just get that welded. So all there is to do now, just threader's bar in. That's hit the bench. Obviously it'll go a little bit further later on. That goes on there. I've made a strap up out of some 3/4 by 1/8 bar. Bingo! There you go, that'll strap it down. Just need the 1 spanner, but I might actually put a piece of tube on this nut with a wing nut on it, and then I don't even need a spanner. I like to make things complicated and then easy. Yes, bingo, there we go. Did you hear about that woman that went to play bingo? It were for £750,000, and it were a link up with other bingo halls. And bloke shouts, "Unlucky for some." And this woman shouts, "House, house, me, house, house." And she's jumping about on the table. And he says, 12. She says, "That ain't unlucky." He says, "It is for you, love." Boom. Yeah, right. So now what I've got to work on now is the bar that this sits on. That's gonna go, where's my chalk? Where the tube is, at the back of the digger. I need to be able to weld onto the tube and have some form of tilt and tip process. So when it goes back like that, you just undo a bolt and the battery swings with it, so it's not tipping out. It's only for when I'm refueling, but I don't really want to start on itching out battery, so just got to make this tilt and tip thing that just moves with a spanner. So that's what I'm going to work on next. Okay, look, banner. So banner batteries out there, I'm advertising for you. So contact my channel and send me a free battery. Look, I'm saying how good these are. They're really good batteries. So send me a free battery for advertising for you. Right, okay, that's it for now. I'm making the brace for the back of the tubing out of this box section 3x2. It's old, it's rusty, but it were free steel, again as per usual. But there's not that a grinder and a bit of cleaning won't alter. It'll be as good as new this when it's cleaned up. So this is what I'm going to be making the swivel bit out. So I'm cutting it, getting it squared off, and I'm going to work on the swivel bit then. It's got to be fairly substantial because it's carrying that battery box, so you don't want a feeble bit of angle iron. Excuse me. I came up with a few scenarios. The best one being, if that's the tube, just a plate welded onto the tube with a captive nut on it, and then that just goes onto it. Imagine that up there a bit though. This is what I'm going to weld onto the tube. So for it, real strength, and then that'll just swing on that. So these are the plates, and what I've got is I'm just going to weld the captive nut on to this plate now. So I'm just covering these threads up so I don't pagger them. And then that I'll be welded onto the tube, and then I can just take it out with one nut if need be, one bolt. I say I was thinking of something like that, but it didn't seem very strong. Get another piece of steel like that, square, weld that into it, and then I've got something to weld to, but I wasn't happy with it because I want it to be as flush. The main thing that swings to the tube, you'll see it when it's done anyway. I just make it up as I go along, you know I do. I haven't seen note like this, but basically it's just a cantilever with battery on, but it'll make sense when it's done. Well, it makes sense to me anyway. Right, so I'm going to weld these on now. Okay. So there's the box, and the tube is the swinging bit. So we'll have to go check it now. Okie dokie. Here's your frame. So that wants to go on there. I'm holding this by hand, and so that's what I'm going to be doing today. What a pain these were to get off. Don't know if you can see rust on them, but boy, they were seized solid. I don't carry on getting them off. I know that. Look at the state of that. Huge Allen key, and I had to use these grips to be able to hold the key while I turn the spanner on the other side, and use a big lever bar and some heat as well. But hey ho, it's off now. So right, I'm just gonna clean this up, ready for welding. I think I'll have to take that off work because it might melt it. A little safety belt. So in position now. Now it's just to weld it up. Nice. Once I've got this welded up, I can take this apart. Then it'll just bolt together. Where are we? Where can we see? There we go. It's like step to a scrapyard. But I never throw anything away. Now to paint. Well, the grey paint's hardened, so what I'm doing now, I've got a good supply of white paint. This was the original colour of it anyway, so I'm just doing it what it originally was. So I tidied the wires up on it, made it a bit neater. So for me, I'd say that's a good conversion. No messing about with a small battery on the inside and buying a particular type of battery, you know, that fits in that small hole. Put whatever size you want on now. So you can see the design of the battery carriage there. It's cleared out that way. Swings out of the way for you to be able to get to the fuel, which is what we're going to fill up now. Here we have it, and that was where the original battery holder was. Not a big area, not a big battery, but so there we have it. sort this out. I'm just clearing a bit of rubble in the garden. It saves me some time and energy. Right, okay, that's it. Done sorted, well pleased with it. Does the job. Does what it says on the tin. Right, okay, bye for now.